Yeah. Calories. You know, we're talking about like, you know, specific bananas or something.
Oh, I saw a video of the day, a lady bananas, see the banana diet?
No.
She's like, so if you skin it this way, if it's this kind of diet, you're going to lose all this potassium. And I'm just, I ate the fucking banana. Like, I mean,
have you ever seen the cabbage soup diet?
Yes.
Literally, my in-laws, they're terrible yo-yo dieters. They don't want to listen in any way, shape or form. But they had this cabbage soup diet, which was like a really cheap version. It involved a big pot. It's a ridiculous thing. A whole cabbage, tins of chopped tomatoes. The sugar content in that was unreal. And when they stirred it, the whole house absolutely minged out of it. Nice. So they were eating this 4 times a day. They must have been on about 500 or 600 calories a day each.
It's filming.
It's filming.
Yeah. It's filming. Yeah, probably don't want to talk about that one. Well, they just made themselves so ill, it was unreal. And then when they talk about the toilet habits, you're like, oh, I don't want to know, I'm going away. I've already told you what I think you should do diet-wise.
This is what the video's about anyway, so unrealistic expectations and low-calorie diets and whether they're beneficial for you. I do think, though, a low-calorie diet for a very short period of time isn't a bad thing.
It has its benefits. I think.
It has benefits.
Well,
in terms of, sorry.
That's right, yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's cool.
If someone's struggling to lose weight or someone's in maybe dieting for 3 or 4 weeks and nothing's really working, if you put them into a short term, like 1 week, 2 weeks, that gives them automatic motivation because they might have lost 3 or 4 pounds. Not saying for long term, no. I'm just saying that kind of like 1 or 2 week may not be a bad thing, where they're actually dropping 3 or 4 pounds, gives them that kind of motivation and that kind of momentum.
And you're hoping at the end of that your metabolism is going to ramp back up.
Exactly, then you can start adding the calories enough.
Yeah. Almost like like you said, a reverse diet, but obviously because I suppose that goes along the same lines of go round we go. We're going to be at that level of obviously, like you said, people are very focused on weight in terms of scale weight.
Yeah.
So actually getting that to then suddenly reduce gives people motivation. They think, oh, everything is working.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously we know that the lower calories has been that kickstarter, not only for their weight but actually for their motivation.
And I think this is why, I mean, talking about stuff like diuretics, which is a form of getting your body to lose a load of excess water, so you change your body's composition with water percentages. Things like Herbalife, like the Cambridge diet, is that one?
Yeah.
They have a lot of power teas in them, and all it is a mixture of different types of diuretics, a load of vitamin C, and it causes your body to get rid of a load of water. So the first 2 or 3 weeks, you're like, oh my god, I've lost 6 pounds, I've lost 8 pounds this week. But all it's doing is making you really ill.
So but there's no body fat percentage loss.
No, there's no body fat at all. It's just literally water weight, and then your body's not running optimally. So training becomes difficult. You know, you get headaches, you feel sick, or your body's internal sort of things.
It's obvious why.
Yeah.
But I do think it's difficult to say. Obviously, for them, but if we say to a person, like, what I find difficult is that if we ever say to a person or any kind of, I guess, personal trainer or nutritionist that has your long-term goals in mind and your health in mind, if we say to you, okay, it's going to take you 8 months to get to your goal weight, we should say, like, I don't know, a 30-pound weight loss, whatever it may be. But then how would I say we'll do it in 2 weeks? Yeah. What are they going to go to?
Oh yeah, massively.
So that's what you're fighting with.
Yeah.
You also, somebody asked me the other day, it was about my weight loss, and it's like, you haven't got a lot of loose skin. And you know, I've got a little bit of loose skin, there is little bits in the joints and stuff like that.
Fill it with muscle.
Exactly. But it's because I come down over such a long period of time. It took me a full year, over a year to diet, and then another 6 months for that skin to sort of readjust and tighten up a little bit. Yeah. But if you're coming down and you're doing an extreme diet, you're coming down so quickly, your body's just not adjusting, so you end up looking, unfortunately, like the deflated balloon.
So what do you say to someone that wants to lose weight quickly, for you, that doesn't have much patience?
I'd say the main thing is the amount of vitamins and minerals that you've got in there. Don't neglect the greens. You know, so even though most of us don't like them, the broccoli, the cabbages, stuff like that, get as many vitamins and minerals in your body as possible, and actually feed your body so your body can repair. Your skin has got time to repair. Otherwise, everything's just going to sort of deflate. You're going to end up ill. You're going to end up looking bad.
I think it's a difference between like dieting and eating.
Yeah.
Like people, I think people have like a negative connotation to dieting and saying like, oh, I'm dieting. Well, that's just the way of eating. That's just the way you eat.
Yeah. So it's not dieting. It's your diet. It's what you're eating on a day-to-day basis.
But that issue though of the word diet though, in terms of
it's
its
almost
meaning.
A swear word now.
In terms of the actual meaning though, do you know what I mean? Because people say, oh, I'm on a diet,
We already have a diet. Like
everybody is technically on a diet.
Yeah.
But the word diet means that I'm on a diet means that you're suddenly eating healthy, losing weight, and whatever.
A diet's just your
Whereas a
habitual way
diet
of
could be a bulk.
Yeah,
Same
exactly.
the word of a diet
Yeah.
is and that I think that the actual connotations and the meaning of words is changing.
It's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to actually see if maybe this is obviously why Herbalife and etc. companies don't do this, but if they sold their product with lose this much weight within a space of time, like really, really quickly, and then they showed someone at the end of it who had lost a load of weight but had a load of excess skin, they would sell less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because losing weight on the preface of it sounds amazing, but if you showed lose this in a month, people would be like, wicked stuff, great, love it. This is what you look like. But all of a sudden,
you
do you know
go
what I mean?
to the gastric bands.
Yeah.
You know, some people end up having gastric bands or the balloons inside of the stomach to cut down on the amount of food that they can actually get in. So they have massive, rapid fat loss. But unfortunately, I know there's a woman I was speaking to in Slough not long ago. She had the gastric band, but it completely destroyed her metabolism. She had no body heat. She was struggling with all sorts of ailments and illnesses, but she had lost almost 10 stone. So you just do the booby dance while the plane's
Love it. That's all that excess skin made, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I jump up and down, it does it even better.
No, sorry. A plane was going, so they probably.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so it was about the gastric band, so their body heat wasn't working properly. So in the middle of the summer, and they're walking around with hoodies and all sorts on, and the woman was physically sort of shaking. So it was at the point where she couldn't really absorb the nutrients from the food anymore, and they had her on about 10 different types of medication. I was told it was.
It's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, some people have good results from that, but they're in the minority. The vast majority of people, they have to have the excess skin removed.
I guess it goes into desperation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is sad. What so yeah, how do you handle we have a lot of clients who come on board, but we necessarily don't say to them, hey, you're gonna lose this amount of weight in 2-3 weeks. They said it's gonna take you time. Like that kind of patience is massively important. Yeah. How do you give someone patience, or how do you create patience within someone who doesn't have it?
To me,
go on. Yeah.
To me, what I want to sort of install is the love of exercise, and that the weight will take care of itself. As you get fitter, as you get healthier, that weight is naturally going to come down as your body adjusts to the exercise. Your body realizes that it's not going to be able to do burpees, it's not going to be able to do running or anything efficiently, carrying all this excess weight. So as long as your diet is on point, your body's naturally going to sort of come down. And if you've got these goals which are fitness based, right, I want to run 5k, I want to do a Spartan race, I want to run a half marathon in a year or 2 years time. As long as you're realistic about that, that fitness level is going to bring that body weight down. You're going to feel a million times better. You're going to be lighter on your feet, you're going to look better, and the extra training tightens everything up. So you don't
but I
get
think
as much
again on
muscle.
that basis of what we're doing there is you're actually my main goal is weight loss, but actually what you're doing is you're taking the emphasis away from
just a bit of distraction.
It's
all.
distraction.
Yeah.
So, and then actually what happens is then they start focusing on the movements, being able to lift a certain health in general, but being able to lift certain weights or do a certain movement, etc., getting fitter in terms of like what they can do. And obviously then we all know massive byproduct of that is weight loss.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But because you've distracted them, suddenly they look at themselves X amount of times down the line, and then suddenly think, shite, I've lost so many kilos
without
or whatever.
realising it.
Yeah, without realising it, because you've actually taken away that. Because everyone comes to you, everyone comes to us saying, I want.
Let's say 3 stone.
Yeah.
But when you get to 3 stone, you turn around and you go, I can relax now. Where's that Ben and Jerry's? Where's that Haagen-Dazs?
It's not necessarily for weight loss,
comes back up.
It's not for weight loss. People, I think, on that, people perceive that 3 stone makes them feel better, or gives them some sort of like mental kind of appease, I guess, in a sense. But it's not. It's like you don't know when you lose 3 stone or 2 stone whether you're actually going to feel better about yourself. That's just what you believe. So a lot of people, when they get to 3 stone or 2 stone weight loss, don't really know what to do because they still haven't found what they're looking for.
No, that's definitely a really good point. I don't feel any difference when I was 21 stone to when I'm, what am I now, about 98 kilos, so around about 16 stone at the moment. I don't feel any
30
difference.
kilos more than you.
How much your leg weight?
It's the head. It's that massive melon of mine. That's what all the weight is, But I look back at photos and I don't recognise myself. But then again, at the same time, when I look at photos of me really lean, I'm like, bloody hell, did I look like that? And it's sort of a bit weird because your confidence is internal. It's not necessarily based on, how much you weigh or how you sort of look. It's how you perceive yourself, which is a little bit different. Sometimes we need to work on that.
No, but we perceive ourselves on how other people feel about us or look. Do you mean?
Yeah.
Our value is based on other people's values of us.
Well, yeah, but on that same token, I think actually we become very self-conscious in that sense. So that we view our, like you said, because
We'll have
people
to come this way a little bit to get in the camera.
Get the whole video, I'm not even in it.
20 minutes
There's a
later.
voice coming in from God. Yeah, it's your conscience. No, yeah, I was saying like people's view of us is actually our view of what we think they're thinking of us.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So nobody's ever going to go, I really hate you, are they? They're never going to say it to your face. Okay, people say
it to you a few times.
That's happened a few times. It's normally at the end of the session where somebody's on the floor. I really don't like you.
Surrounded by a puddle of sweat and sort of
and other bodily fluids.
They don't really mean it, Lee, it's fine. But yeah, no, do you know what I mean? So, but the view of yourself, like people walk down the street and they go, oh, people are looking at me because I'm this, and this. But actually, it's your own insecurities that people aren't looking at you.
No,
It's the same issues we have with like when people walk into a gym. Oh God, everyone's looking at me. And okay, maybe people might look at you and go, he or she is new. I've not seen them before in this gym. But beyond that,
everyone's too focused on themselves.
Everyone's too focused on themselves.
See, I think this is a good point because it brings you into sort of the way you see yourself. A lot of people, myself included, who was overweight, you identify yourself as overweight. It's like, I'm never going to look like Sam or like Max.
Yeah.
So I'm identifying. You guys are complete six packs. I've seen the profile pictures.
Not that you'd want to, or maybe you do.
But you get this like, I am fat and I should be proud for this. And I mean, I'm all for being really proud of yourself. But you can change the way that you look. If you want to be fitter, if you want to be healthier, you want to feel younger, then you can actually do this. There is ways of doing it. Yeah. But it's about where you're happy sort of thing. You don't have to identify to say like, I'm always going to be big because I come from a big background and blah, 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 blah. To me, they were excuses why I was still eating tons of pizza but not get that.
No, but it gives you validation.
Yeah.
It validates why you're there. Like, and that it's easy to say, oh, I'm this because then it means I don't have any, what's the word? It makes it easier.
You haven't got to
for
control yourself.
Yeah, of course.
So
it makes it easier for me to stay where I am.
Yeah.
If I identify myself as overweight or even underweight right now.
No, I was going to say, yeah.
Like, it's
extra lean.
Yeah,
That's what we call it, extra lean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that identity is massively important.
Yeah.
In terms of like, hey, that's not who you are. That's how you perceive yourself. That doesn't necessarily like define who you are or who you're going to be. Or even your past as such. Do you know what I mean? Your past is your past, but going forward, just because you identify yourself as overweight or fat doesn't mean you have to be overweight or fat. Yeah. I think people, like you said, like people feel like have less choice. Generally, you have a choice to get up and run around. You have a choice to sit down or stand up.
I think a lot of people just lack that confidence. So they look at, personal trainers. They look at people who are fit and who are healthy, and they go, "That's fantastic, but I could never be like that. I'm not strong enough." And you're like, "You've got more strength than you think. What you need is a little bit of support and a little bit of push.
Yeah.
You just need someone to sort of go to you, like, calm down for a second. We'll take it one step at a time."
So where do you find that? If you're that person, where do you find that support in that?
To me, in personal training and in sort of boot camps and stuff like
uFit
that, I know, I've definitely got to big up what we do. But if you go straight into a gym environment and you have never been there before, it's very scary. You don't know what you're doing. And a lot of guys, myself included, I'm an anti-social trainer. So I've got earphones in. I look like I'm an absolute arse. I mean, I am naturally, but I look even worse when I'm training. So people coming into that, they're not really encouraged by people who are in there to train.
Yeah.
So what they need is a friendlier group, a group of people who are in similar positions, who have come from similar positions, to sort of make them feel a little bit more welcome, and then to bring them forward slowly instead of just being thrown in the deep end.
Even like meetup, something like that. You can just go to like a fitness group and meet up. There's probably plenty.
Yeah. You've got parkrons and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, Facebook. I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it, where you come down to everybody takes their weight loss as like an individual thing. Do you know what I mean? So like when you start out, you feel like you're the only one sort of thing.
Yeah.
And Whereas actually, like, we all know that there are thousands and thousands of people who are out there losing weight. It's probably the biggest goal that there is.
Yeah.
You know, take muscle building, take, you know, whatever.
Based,
Weight loss is probably the biggest goal that there is. Obviously, we have like an obesity crisis and everything like that, so it comes down to like percentages and numbers and things. But everybody starts their journey off themselves and doesn't actually. It's like, oh, this is so hard.
I think that's why Weight Watchers and Sumo do really well, because they've got a support group.
Support group, yeah. But that's what it is. That's what keeps people on track. I'm not saying I necessarily support some of the things Weight Watchers do.
Oh, some of it's
but
fantastic.
The,
Some of
from
it's
the community,
really good.
the community side of it, and that praise.
It's just the unrealistic promises that I don't agree with. That's the
I think it's
problem I have
it's
there.
the first step for people. Like, if you find support groups like that, that's automatically going to lower those unrealistic expectations. Like, if you find, because then you're going to start mingling with people that are in the same path as you. Do you know what I mean? Whereas not every if you're on your own, like Matt said, and you think, oh, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in a month, but then you go to these groups or whatever it may be, and people lose 1 or 2 pounds, that just lowers your expectation levels. Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Being around that kind of people.
Oh man, massively, yeah. But it's I mean, like, for you, Lee, obviously, like, I mean, in a post. But no, for me, I've always been quite lean, believe it or not. But when you first started, what did you have in mind? Did you have like, I want to lose this in a short period of time, long period of time?
No, I think when I first started losing weight, it wasn't by accident as such. It's just I had sort of spent so many years trying to get as big and strong as possible for weightlifting, and I'd done it the sort of lazy way where it was just like, right, I need some extra calories. Where's calories? Pizza. And then pour protein shake in on the end when I already feel quite sick. So when I decided no longer to compete anymore, it was like, right, well, I don't need to eat this much anymore, and I don't need to eat that, and I lost a few kilos. I started feeling a little bit sort of quicker on my feet and stuff. My brother had done I think it was a Tough Mudder event, and I seen the pictures come up, and my brother's always been really lean, really good physique, just an utter git, you know, really lean, really good looking guy, and I see these pictures, I'm like, my God, that looks amazing, looks like such a good experience.
You like me, brother?
Yeah, exactly. To be honest, one of your things, it was at that time, you had done a collar run. And I see the pictures of you doing the collar run with the old uFit studio in Slough, and I was like, this looks amazing, I want to start running. So I went out, and I literally, my first few sessions were about 4 o'clock in the morning in the middle of winter, so that nobody would see me. I was petrified of looking like an old man sort of skipping along. So I went out into Salt Hill Park in the middle of the night to do me running. I ended up in a
brave.
You're stupid.
Probably a good thing nobody saw you.
But yeah, but literally, once I started, the running became a little bit easier after a few weeks. I thought, if I tighten my diet up, it'll make it easier. And then all of a sudden, I started getting leaner. And I remember the first time I seen like little lines on the stomach where I'd seen that little bit of a six-pack. I'm in the gym, and it's full of all these hardcore sort of nut jobs like myself. I wanted to cry. I had to go outside. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting lean. You know, and I never thought I would ever see that sort of development.
So your goal then was never really weight loss as such. It was always distracted by running or by
just feeling better. Just feeling better. I wanted, because I was so sort of so many injuries after all the powerlifting, and age was starting to creep up on me. I was like 36 at the time, so I was starting to feel slow. I was starting to feel sluggish. You can walk around at that sort of body weight easily in your 20s and still run upstairs, you know. But once you're at your 20s, everything sort of slows down. It just gets more painful. You're getting out of bed, and it's like like a zombie, you know. I thought, well, I've finished my powerlifting now. I want to feel better. I want to look a little bit better, and it just sort of snowballed from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really cool. I think sharing that story with other people, like you always do at the moment, is massive one, because it then sets a precedent for them as well. You know what I mean? And it gives them a kind of, I guess.
Booby dance when the planes go again.
No, it's dropping knowledge bombs.
No, I think for them though, like, it sounds like Max and I have never never been overweight as such. So for us, we've always been like involved in sport, whatever it may be. But then, and we like, no matter how much you say it, and obviously, I don't know, we would never understand what it's like to be 40 pounds overweight and have to shift that because we've never been that way.
It's not a relatable.
Personal experience is one thing that's always going to give you a little bit more insight. But I mean, having empathy, you guys have got empathy, you know. So some people really haven't. Some people sort of are quite slim by nature. They're quite lean. You know, they've got fast metabolisms and stuff, and they've never really binged or used eating as a way of like, what can I say, comfort eating. You know, they've never really used eating as a way of like, oh my God, I've had such a stressful week, I want a pizza and some ice cream. You know, so they've never really had that.
Pizza and ice cream.
And ice cream and the protein shake at the end, you know, where you just sort of, I'm in a coma now, I need to go to sleep, but I can't because my belly hurts.
That was me on Saturday.
Yeah, every Saturday.
Yeah.
Every Saturday.
Literally. I think you're right. Like, but having that kind of like empathy is massively important. But having people, you don't necessarily have to be within people that are in the same journey as you, but people that you know and trust as well. Like telling your friends and family, like, hey, I need to do this for me. So a lot of it is like peer pressure now as well. Obviously, if we're going out for drinks, I was out for drinks on like Saturday night, and I had like 1 pint. Then I had like, and then the car was like, I just buy another pint. I was like, no, I'm happy with 1 pint. Then it was, and then, I know, seriously. Then he's like, then he gave me a second pint. I was like, oh, hell. Like, in 2 pints, I was feeling, literally, I don't drink, so I feeling a bit tipsy. Then he's like, third pint? I was like, there's no way in hell I'm having a third pint. Third pint comes, so I'm like, oh, like, seriously? So I had like half of it, and I was like, but it's that kind of, but it's, so you have to be in that environment where people are catering for your goals, if you know what I mean.
Do you know what I've got to say about alcohol though? I used to drink when I was big and I used to love a beer, but I don't really feel the need for it anymore. I think once you get sort of fit, I'm talking about properly fit, when you are quite comfortable in your body, you don't need that alcohol to relax you. If I go out with the guys, I'll be on Diet Cokes, but I'm just as silly as what anybody else is because you've got their natural hormones, their natural highs.
I think he's drunk when he comes to the
It's caffeine, absolutely tons of caffeine.
Yeah, saying that the other day, I was with a guy who had 3 double espressos back to back.
It's like, hand shaking.
It's a good
we may end on that. No, but what I can't remember what I was saying now. But
it was about going out for a drink, and
you were saying about.
I was saying about
alcohol
with the higher energy levels that you don't tend to need that as much. You know what I mean? These things that we sort of
I think there's
lean on.
I think there's a lot of things though, and we'll round up shortly. A lot of things that people can drop weight quickly just by changing a few little diets and stuff. Like, okay, not having a takeaway like twice a week, I should say, not having like the 2 or 3 glasses of wine, like just making little changes.
The thing is, so you can easily have the takeaway, but you could turn around and at one point we used to buy sort of a curry each and then share a rice and share a naan, you know, and it's like now me and my partner, we'll buy a curry, you know, and either rice or a naan, so it's one source of carbs and we're half of the curry. Now it's still a lot of calories, but it's not that, oh my God, I'm sitting here, I've got to go to bed sort of thing. You're sitting there well fed, but you're not going, I've got to go to bed and lie down now because I've eaten that much bitty cack.
Yeah, I think that's important. There's a guy who's dropped 4 kilos this last 2 or 3 weeks, and haven't made any changes to diet really. I've just told him like, hey man, look, what we need to do is just like make these changes to his average diet, and it is literally like rather than buying lunch at work, it's like you just take lunch to work. So he's not having to like, because sometimes he's hungry, it's like an emotional kind of eater, So it's like eliminating that. That's important, but it's only small changes, like drinking water when you go out for drinks. Have like something on the rocks rather than a beer. So it's less calories. Still going out, maybe drinking, or still going out and enjoying maybe like a takeaway. But it's like you say, making it a rice or naan or both, just to one or the other.
I think also the treat sort of mentality is a really good way of doing it. You know, so you're saying, right, I'm going to go out on Saturday. I'm going to have a few beers. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure Saturday morning that I either go for a run or I do a gym session or I do something that's burning a few calories and I've earned that takeaway at night. So if you're just sort of like, right, because our boot camps are on Monday, Wednesday and Friday at the moment, getting a big plug in there.
This is
Saturday and Sunday is considered rest days. And you're like, well, if you're going to have your big pig out on a Saturday night, which I do, then, you know, do something Saturday morning, whether it's running, whether it's even just a long walk.
But no, but I think he's been conscious of it, even like adapting, so you could technically fast that morning as well.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have, so you have a short window to eat, therefore you're going to eat less calories.
Yeah, but again, I think it comes down to perception as well. Do you mean, like, in terms of whenever I speak to somebody, like, and they see me as a PT, they're like, oh, well, you're one of those, you know, only eat salads.
Yeah.
Do you mean that sort of attitude comes in? You go, No, because that is perception of, someone
Stereotypical.
that enjoys their food. I enjoy my food.
Yeah.
Like you said, I just make those choices, and I understand that actually, if I want a takeaway, that's actually absolutely fine. But it's having that ability to say, I'm going to have, like I said, make the changes, have this instead of that, or I'm doing an exercise, I'm burning enough calories as it is, that won't have an effect that it would do if I was just sitting around doing nothing. But it's trying to get people out of that perception that you can still enjoy your food and you don't have to just restrict everything out of your
Just
life.
people 100% I'm all in or nothing.
Yeah.
So to say people it's okay to something, everyone wants black and white, they don't like grey. It's like, hey man, you can have a takeaway. He's like, oh, can I?
Yeah.
Really?
I think for next video or whatever, we've got to talk about how your palate changes. I know we're running out of time. We don't want like a 20-minute video here.
We've already got a 25-minute video.
Bloody hell.
So,
It probably stopped recording 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, everybody's probably getting bored after 5 minutes. We need to cut this right down.
anyway, like if you we'll end it there. Like any final points within 30 seconds?
No, I think we'll leave it there. But we're bored with hell of these anyway.
I would say that actually, if you're just going on in terms of you're thinking like, oh, these calorie changes, you think you're going to lose a load of weight, have another goal in mind that you're going to focus on that distracts you from your main goal. Don't focus purely on one thing. Focus on all the other bits of progress that you're going to make throughout your journey. Think about
make sure it's fun.
It's
exactly.
the process,
Make sure it's
not
fun.
the
Yeah,
end goal.
it's the process. Make sure you enjoy it, and then the weight will come as a great byproduct.
If you like this video, if this helped you in any way, please share it, like it, and comment below. If you hate it, it's all the same thing, alright?
And next time we promise we're going to get it a lot shorter.
Take it easy, right?
See you later, guys.
Have a good day, guys.
Bye, mate.
Just finish.